Good morning, true crime friends. How y'all doing? Listen, my blood pressure has come way, way down. We have resolution in the Nick Kassotis case. Oh, I'm so happy. We're going to talk about it. But first, you know what you need to do. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share out this madness that I call a YouTube channel. Me and you, we are inching closer and closer to 30,000 subscribers every single day. Look, let me tell you. This Nick Kassotis case has absolutely had my pressure up. I could not watch the whole thing. I just watched bits and pieces of it. I watched the pieces that were interesting to me because I was like, ooh, this is gruesome and grim. Let me give you just like a brief overview. This body is found over in the woods in Georgia. People was like, oh, who disassembled this body, cut it up into 4 pieces reportedly? And so the Georgia Bureau of Investigation spent months like looking around, looking high and low, trying to find out what happened. And then finally they got some DNA and they were like, hey, family, can I talk to you for a minute? You haven't seen your daughter in a little while, right? And they were like, right, because our daughter passed away. They were like, right, can you give us the circumstances? And they were like, oh, she died in the hospital, but we didn't ask any questions. We don't have a birth certificate. We don't have anything. Her husband says she died during childbirth or related to childbirth. It was terrible. And they were like, oh, we have some real bad news for you. We found a whole bunch of pieces of her over in the woods, and her husband is now missing. And they were like, oh, no. Her husband passed away too. It was very tragic. They were like, right. Only, he's not dead. You know what I mean? Like your daughter, she's dead. Sadly, may she rest. Her husband, he's only allegedly dead, like fake dead, which is to say alive and living in Pennsylvania with a new wife. And the parents were like, wait, what? Our beloved Mindy, who passed away and we never asked a single question and we never had a funeral. We never saw a death certificate. Then her husband disappeared off the face of the earth. This is so strange. And so, they were like, wait, oh my gosh, bless these parents, sweet, kind, warm, wonderful people who did not deserve this. Nobody deserved Nick Kassotis. He's a terrible, morally reprehensible human being. He's also a former prosecutor in the Navy. He was a JAG officer, you know, the Judge Advocate General's office, like they had their TV show about. Anyway, so he's on trial and look, he's thinned down. He's looking good. He's sitting up there and he's just like, I am very, very innocent. And I looked at him and I thought, does he have the murder face? I'm not really sure if he has a murdery face. Some of these criminals, you look at them and you're like, oh, no, he did it on the strength that he got a murder face. But this man, not so much. Now, look, credit where credit is due. Prosecutor Bayo, like, you know, Scott Bayo, only not. Prosecutor Bayo prosecuted this case within an inch of its life. She did a fabulous job. We're going to put some respect on her name. Yesterday, I didn't even know what her name was. I was like, I need to find out her name because this lady is amazing. The defense was our Dougie, Douglas Weinstein from the Young Thug YSL trial. I was like, Doug, boo-boo, how you get caught up in this mess? Oh, they prepaid your attorney's fees up front. Okay, Dougie, we're going to let that go. And Douglas Weinstein spent this entire case being kind and calm and considerate. He would be like, hi, my name is Douglas Weinstein. I'm representing Nicholas Kassotis. I'm so sorry for your loss. Oh, all his manners were in place. His mama would have been very, very proud. Anyway, so both sides get up there and they argue the case, right? And Mr. Kassotis took the stand and just lied. The way this boy lies is a shame before the Lord. He told us crazy stories that he expected us to believe. Now, in the moment that he was telling the lies, most of them, not all of them, most of them, in isolation, you would have thought, okay, that kind of makes sense. But here in court, where you could put it all together and weigh the evidence, you could just sit there and be like, I know this lying sack of sugar did not look me straight in my eyeballs and tell me these crazy stories and expect me to believe him. He is a crazy person. And I submit to you, he is truly a crazy person. So the state argues their case beautifully in the embodiment of Prosecutor Bayo. And then Dougie Good morning, Douglas Weinstein. Oh, we love Dougie. Douglas Weinstein got up there and was a passionate advocate for his crazy-ass, lying-ass client. And I was like, okay. And then Nick Kassotis' parents were in the courtroom. Child, if sadness was a person, his daddy's face, he was straight sad emoji the whole trial. And I was like, oh, they could not possibly believe their crazy ass son. I'm sure that they're thinking like, oh, this is a goodbye for our son. We love him so much. It's too bad he gonna go to prison forever. Because through this whole trial, I was like, well, everybody know he going to prison forever, right? Does he think he actually walking free? He's clearly going to prison. Oh, I was wrong. And you know how I hate to be wrong, but I will admit when I was wrong. These parents, Nicholas Kassotis, his mother and his father, and I believe a sister or sister-in-law sat up there like, I mean, I know he has ways likened unto that of a murderer, but he's not an actual, like, he didn't do like the wet works. His imaginary friend, I mean, this made-up FBI agent, Jim McIntyre did it. Don't blame Nick, blame Jimmy Mack. And I was like, okay, parents, family. I feel real bad for y'all that y'all have believed this nonsense. But okay, you keep hope alive. Clearly, y'all were keeping hope alive despite amazing odds. Anyway, so the jury is like, okay, thank you so much. We have heard the case. We are going to go in the back and we're going to talk about it. Now, the jury deliberated for an hour and 15 minutes. If you watch court cases like I watch court cases, which I suspect you do, you know an hour and 15-minute deliberation ain't go good. It didn't go good. In my opinion, the only reason that this deliberation took an hour and 15 minutes is because the court required them to read all 11 charges. 50 minutes was them going through line by line, page by page, understanding all 11 charges. You know, one of them jurors sat back there and was like, okay, the state of Georgia. Everybody else was like, come on. How long till we can convict him? These people didn't even wait till lunch. You know you get a free lunch when you're on jury duty right there. Like, save you, Jimmy Johns. Where do I vote guilty? Because he's guilty. Super-duper guilty. So an hour and 15 minutes goes by. Look, the court was like, we have a verdict, everybody come on in here. Normally you get a verdict and you have to wait like 20 minutes for everybody to get to the courthouse. Even the judge was like, y'all don't go no place. They not even gonna get morning snack. They might take a pee break, but other than, this gonna be quick. This gonna be real quick. Cause this line, Mama Luke, I can't believe he got up here and said this. Now that's not what the judge said, but I looked the judge in his eyes and I could tell he was just like, no, this not gonna take long. Cause he's a sack of sugar and we're not gonna have it. This is Georgia, doggone it. We're not gonna stand for this madness. So the jury comes back and then y'all, the reading of this verdict took longer than deliberations. I was like, why are they so slow? Jury, are you present and accounted for? Bless this judge's heart. He made a good, clean record so that when he convicted this Mama Luke, he knew like nothing I do is going to cause an appeal. So let's be real slow and real deliberate. He was just like, okay, jury, did all of you, everybody voted, right? Okay, and did you reduce it to writing? You did. Okay, that's really, really good. Now, did you use a blue pen or a black pen? I said, get to the program. So they give the verdict to they give the slip to the clerk, and she stands and reads it. How much do you want that job? Oh my God, that's the best job in all of court. Anyway, she's like, we, the people of the great state of Georgia, land of juicy peaches and gang activity and some lovely green fields. We enjoy hunting. We enjoy, you just want me to get to the, okay. We, on count one, on this day, are duly sworn. I was like, if they don't read this verdict, I'm going to melt all the way down. Fine. On count one, murder in the first or whatever it was. Child, you know I don't know the charges. Guilty. And so Nick was like, y'all, the blink rate on this man was crazy. If you go back and rewatch this verdict, just turn the sound down. You don't have to hear all that preamble about Georgia and peaches and all the other stuff she talked about. I don't know what she said, but she gave a whole lot. She described the state. She gave directions to the courthouse. She told the state bird, the state flag, the state fruit, everything. Peaches, obviously, because it's Georgia. He was like, His blink rate was crazy. So turn the sound down and just watch Nick Kassotis' eyes when the verdict is read. First of all, he was blinking 1,000 miles a minute. I didn't know you could blink that fast. And then he was twitching. I was like, okay, sir, do you need to be rebooted? Can somebody unplug and plug him back in? He was twitching and glitching and losing his mind. I was like, oh, was you twitching this hard when you was cutting this lady up? Was you twitching this hard when you was killing her? Because sir, no, don't get nervous now. Well, I'm no body language expert. You ain't have to be a body language expert to read them blinks. Unless he was blinking in Morse code, which this Mama Luke might have been doing, child. Who knows? Anyway. So after the verdict is read, now look, while the verdict is being read, Nicholas's parents are sitting behind him and they're like, and I was like, I know his daddy and mama are not shaking their, Mom and Daddy, I know you want to believe your son. My hand is itching to give you the slap penalty right now. I can't believe you believe this lying ass Mama Luke, but okay. Mindy's parents were just like, okay. Yeah, this tracks. And so after the verdict is read, he goes over and he's talking to his parents. And then his mother hugs him real tight. And I was like, for real? You like believe him. She believes his lie. Okay, cool. And the judge was like, jury, I would like to thank you, blah, blah, blah. Said a bunch of stuff to them, sent them on their way. And was like, okay, are we ready for the sentencing? Because I'm ready to just, sentence his behind right now. We don't need no pre-sentencing report. Now, this is going to be real easy for us. Please hold, I have talked my throat dry. The judge was like, I don't need no long prep time. Now I'm good. We can do this right here. I got a calculator. I got a pen. I have some strong words. So let's get this show on the road. Oh, I love the South for this. Look, when Murdoch got convicted, they were like, it's real sad you got convicted. Please stand and take your sentence. I was like, oh, they not waiting 6 weeks. They're like, no, we're not going to come back. I'm not going to tie up my courtroom like this. Let's just go and do what we got to do. Let's get this dirty work over with. And I was like, yes, I'm here for it. So they take a quick break so everybody can go tinkle and relax and breathe some fresh air and stuff. And then they come back and they have the victim impact statements. And Mindy's family and friends got up and gave beautiful, heartfelt messages about Mindy, how wonderful she was. Mindy's sister-in-law got up and read her little statement. There were some shocking tidbits in there for me. Now, we knew that this freeload murderer, Nick Kassotis, wait, can you say the M word on YouTube? You know I'm not going to edit it out because I don't edit, but whatever. She was just like, when you lived with us for 16 months, 16 months? I don't want a house guest for 16 days. He lived with them for 16 months while not paying 1 red cent. He didn't just come to his in-laws' house and stay there. He came with his wife with a dog. They had to pay for food. They had to pay for dog food. They had to pay heat and lights and water. He was taking long showers and stuff, leisurely walks. He didn't have his own car. He was borrowing their car. That family only had one car. And when nobody was driving it, Nick was borrowing it. What? Ooh, I can't stand him. And then, so on behalf of the family, this sister-in-law read a really beautiful statement. I will never get over him staying for 16 months and not paying 1 red dime. How did her law enforcement husband not pop a cap dead in his behind? I don't have that kind of restraint. Anyway, they would have been like, we got to move out. Why does lady keep cussing at us? Every morning she cuss. And is this spit in my eggs? Yeah, no. I try to be a good hostess. I wouldn't have been that good a hostess for these Mama Luke's because ain't no way in the world. Anyway. So she gave a beautiful, heartfelt statement on behalf of the family. Oh, my heart breaks for them. It's so terrible. And then some friends of Mindy's got up there and spoke. And then Nick's third wife got up there and spoke. And I was just like, oh, this is terrible. It's awful. She was just like, I have PTSD from being involved with this Mama Luke. I ain't know. He unfortunately unalived wife number 2 and then made me wife number 3. This is a shame for the Lord. And so I was like, it's terrible. And Nick's parents wanted to speak. And I was like, what could these people possibly say? I'm honestly curious. What could they possibly say? So the daddy got up there and was like, yes, I promise to tell the truth, sir. Does truth run in your family? Because I feel like truth don't run in your family. That's just me. I feel like y'all not on first name basis with the truth. So the daddy got up there and was like, Your Honor, I found out later that the daddy is a former law enforcement officer. So he's just like, I honor the process and the system, but they got it wrong. Wrong, you said? Did he say? Maybe I have like, narrow ear canals or something. I'm not hearing good. You said the jury got it wrong. Were you sitting through this trial like I was sitting through this trial? Because I heard some things that made me want to choke the fire out of your son. But you said okay. And then he told us his son was a nice and kind and loving person when he wasn't out here, unfortunately, unaliving people. Okay, got you. And then so he said nice things about his son and sat down. And he looked so sad. Oh, Mr. Sad emoji. He was very sad emoji. And I was like, okay. And then the mother got up there and I was like, well, now you listen. You know a mother's going to defend her child. But if my child does wrong, I would tell my child, boy, don't make me put my foot dead in your behind. I will happily insert my foot clear up to your small intestines. You know what I'm saying? So the mama got up there and she was like, Your Honor, people of the court, people of the internet, my son is kind and loving and wonderful. And I just disagree with this jury's verdict. They got it wrong. For real? Okay. Mama, I know you love your child. You birthed him and you feel like this is a terrible misunderstanding. And his imaginary friend did all these crimes and people just don't see it. Mom, I would like to submit to you, you are delusional. Your son reportedly is a sociopath, a liar, controlling. He manipulates and tries to control every situation, everybody he meets. He thinks he's the smartest person in the room. And now, in front of God and all the world, he has been unmasked. He has stood there and listened to people tell the truth of the horribleness of his actions. And you sitting there like, I mean, I know y'all have all that evidence and stuff, but I don't think there's any evidence. Oh, there are none so blind as those who refuse to see. Ma'am, I couldn't. I was like, okay, Mama, I'm going to give you a little grace. And I'm not going to say bad things about you, even though I'm thinking a whole lot of bad things about you right now. I feel bad for you, but girl, you need to open your eyes and see who your son is. He is horrible. Anyway, the judge was like, thank you so much for your statements. So I have watched all the evidence, and I'm not delusional like this mom and daddy over here. I have highly sensitive recording devices in my face called my eyes and my ears. And Mr. Kassotis, please stand for sentencing. Dougie, stand with your client too. Oh, we like you so much. Coochie coo to the little Doug. Anyway, it was like Nicholas Kassotis, Stark, whatever made up name you gave yourself. You are a lying sack of sugar. I'm improvising. He said all this in like judicial language and stuff. You are a lying sack of sugar. You have unfortunately unalived this woman. You have a depraved heart. You sat up here and told this whole ridiculous story, never shed a tear, never felt sorry for anybody but yourself. I've never seen anybody as terrible as you. LWOPed. That's right. Life without the possibility of parole plus 30 years. So that means if you die and come back, you still got 30 years to serve. And also, sir, so, again, in judicial language, I'm not quoting, I'm giving you the spirit of what the judge said. The judge had no time for his mess. Then after the trial, did y'all see this? Doug Weinstein went on the YouTube channel Cat Not Williams and gave an interview about this case. And I was like, I want to hear every single thing that Dougie has to say. He was like, you know what? I come and I talk to the YouTube channel. He's like, I'm out in these YouTube streets when I win a big case. So when I don't win a big case, I will come and talk to you too. And I was like, okay, Doug Weinstein, what do you have to say about this lying-ass liar that you was representing? Was he prepaid? I sincerely hope so. Something tells me those parents probably mortgaged their house because they're like, our son and his friend, FBI agent, are going to get him out of this. Y'all, Dougie, my man, you're going to need to phone a friend. You are going to need to get Jim McIntyre on the phone. Ooh, can Jimmy set you free? Can Jim help you do all these things? No. Poor you. You going to prison forever. Enjoy your new spouse. Everybody was saying like, oh, well, he can never marry again. That is not true. People get married in prison all the time. I think you get married over the phone, but also he could just marry another man down there at the prison. Listen. He might have a new wife named Bubba. I guess that would be a new partner named Bubba. You don't know his life. I don't know his life. I personally hope that even though we, the people of the internet, cannot exact the slap penalty, hello, prisoners with contraband cell phones. You can borrow that slap penalty idea. We here at Gossip Rumor and Innuendo do not advocate violence of any kind, ever, 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 on the record. I'm just saying, if the people down there at the prison with the contraband cell phones who are fans of Gossip Rumor and Innuendo, hey prisoners, how y'all doing? Want to borrow my slap penalty idea? I'm not going to sue. I'm not going to be mad. I won't even report you to the CO. I'm going to be like, oh, okay. So if you see on the news that a whole bunch of prisoners just got in a line and like smacked the fire out of him, I would like to take credit. Anyway, okay. I would love to talk more about this case with Grisly with Gazella from Grizzy True Crime. I want her to come on my channel. Fan out. I sent her an email yesterday. Y'all, see if she'll come on here and talk Kassotis with me. Ooh, I love her channel so much. Okay. There's all kinds of Adelson news today, so I need to go and be about this Donna Adelson business. So y'all have a great day, and I will see you next crime. Bye.